Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2024 Goshen News Sports Awards. I'm your host, Goshen News Sports Editor Matt Lucas, and I'll be holding down the fort tonight as a one-man committee. Tonight, we'll be tying our final bow on the latest high school athletic calendar and going over our 14 award winners for each category and the 3 finalists that make up each group. At the end of the night, we're going to have 14 winners, 7 male and 7 female. Now, it looks a little bit different here because in the past we've been able to present these awards at Goshen College. But with a little bit of a hectic schedule from yours truly, I'll take the blame on that one. We're sticking with the studio tonight that we have in the office to present today's awards. And since this is a taped recording, this is not Tuesday of the 16th, so this is a taped recording, but we'll be posting each winner on my personal X account, and also we'll have them on Facebook as well on the Goshen News account. And once we go final here, look for our website to have our final list of award winners and finalists from each category. We'll also run these in Wednesday's print edition for you as well if you subscribe there. Now, it's been some time since we've had our last athlete compete in the field of play during the IHSAA season, so I'll give a quick refresher on what happened this past season. After multiple state titles came home to the 2023-24 season in Elkhart County and the Goshen News area, this year they put on an encore performance, bringing 2 more state titles back home. In total, we had 2 winners, 1 team and 1 individual, right at the beginning of the year and right at the end to perfectly bookend the season. And for even those that didn't end their season on the top, we had several long postseason adventures. Some that I'm willing to say that I did not expect to see myself, and I'm happy that we got to see them as well. And the surprise from those made it much more interesting to take in from the angles and from the sidelines. We also had athletes and teams battle through obstacles and saw some challenge adversity head on. Many cleared those hurdles and were better for it. All in all, there was much to cheer for this season, and that makes my job a bit more fun. After multiple state titles came home for the 2023-24 season in Elkhart County and in the Goshen News Sports area, this year we put on an encore performance from our area teams. We had 2 winners in total, 1 team and 1 individual, and 1 in the fall season and 1 in the spring to perfectly bookend this year. But for those that didn't end their season on top, we had several long postseason adventures. Some that I'm willing to say I didn't expect, but were much more fun because of the surprise aspect of it. We also had athletes and teams battle through some adversity and saw some challenge adversity head on. Many cleared those hurdles and they were better for it. All in all, there was much to cheer for, and that makes my job a bit easier and a lot more fun when teams are having fun out there on the field and going far in the postseason. I'd say that's enough to wet your whistle. Let's get into these awards. Our first award tonight is for the Girls Scholar Athlete of the Year. These individuals excelled not just on the field of play, but also in the classroom, and the combined effort makes these finalists primed for a successful career and avenue, no matter what path that ends up being. Fairfield senior Addie Mass is our first finalist. Compiling a 3.82 grade point average, Mass started her final athletic season off strong in the fall, firing her way into the girls golf regional as an individual. Then, Mass once again highlighted the girls' tennis spring action by being one of the best in the area as we've come to expect in tennis. Going undefeated in the Northeast Corner Conference play, the senior matched the all-time singles victory in Fairfield history. Wawasee senior Allison Clark is our next finalist. The 2024 salutatorian at Wawasee, Clark played girls tennis as well, earning an academic all-state honor and was named one of the recipients of the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarships, matching her work in the classroom and in the area. And our final nominee, to go with the girls' tennis sweep, is Sage Wheatley of Northridge. A senior on the Raiders tennis team this spring, Wheatley combined a weighted GPA of 4.31 and ranked 10th in her class. Wheatley was Northridge's #1 singles player for the Raiders and was often relied upon to nab a point for the Raiders in team matches. And the Goshen News Girls Scholar Athlete of the Year is Fairfield's Addie Mast. Congratulations, Addie. Going with the boys, we have the Boys Scholar Athlete of the Year. First up is Fairfield senior Ethan Hochstetler. Hochstetler led the charge for the Falcons in a trio of sports this past season. In football, Hochstetler earned a spot on the all-conference team while qualifying for a regional in both wrestling and track. His GPA of 3.90 made him a solid player in the classroom as well. Next up is Wawasee senior Sennett Shaw. Competing in cross-country, swimming, and track this past season, it was Sennett who balanced all 3 sports while being heavily involved in National Honor Society and Student Council, to name a few extracurriculars. Shaw was named the valedictorian for the class of 2024 in Syracuse, adding to his accomplishments in his senior campaign. And our final nominee is Northwood senior Seth Russell. Russell competed on two of Northwood's better teams this past season, holding the starting tight end position on the Panthers' state runner-up football team, and then carrying over for another large role on the boys' basketball team. In addition, Russell was named valedictorian at Northwood with a 4.0 GPA and was a Moose Krause Chapter National Football Foundation scholarship winner. And the Goshen News Boys Scholar Athlete of the Year is Seth Russell. Congratulations to the Northwood family and to Seth as well. Moving on to the Girls Mental Attitude Award. This title is given out to those that strived on the field of play while also facing challenges in whatever form they came in, often coming out as someone that sets an example for others. Our first nominee is Wawasee sophomore Heather Lynn Holden. Holden ran both cross country and played softball for the Warriors this past season, and during her time as catcher on the softball team this spring, Holder was given an IHSAA exemplary report on her sportsmanlike behavior during the game, treating opponents and officials with kindness throughout the entirety of the competition. Next is Northwood senior Jocelyn Edwards. In her senior season, Edwards was once again one of the Panthers' most prominent pieces on the girls' basketball team, and on both sides of the ball too. But after suffering a season-ending injury late in the year, she refused to fade from the team, helping out her group and keeping them well adjusted to make a run to the semi-state as she supported from the sideline. Bethany Christian senior Mariah Stoltzfus is our final nominee. Stoltzfus, after facing a sickness and a late injury that continued to deplete the Bruins girls basketball starting lineup, found a way past both, returning at the right time to help Bethany repeat as sectional champs, with a narrow win where the seniors' presence made all the difference. And the winner for the Girls Mental Attitude Award goes to Bethany Christian Mariah Stoltzfus. Congratulations, Mariah. Next up is the Boys Mental Attitude Award. Wawasee senior Grant Krull is our first nominee there. Krull, a participant in the United Flag football team, the United Track and Field team, and cheer, while also being a manager on the swim team, that's a lot. He also earned a Lillian Dominant Community Scholarship Award for his hard work dedicated to these teams. Fairfield senior Miles 9 is our second finalist. While 9 may have earned co-MVP honors inside the Fairfield boys golf program this season, he played a strong game from the second spot in the card, but it was his dedication when fellow senior Braden Miller became a state finalist when the Falcon really showed his true colors. 9 followed around Miller throughout the entire state finals, offering support and being just a good teammate to him the entire time, eventually getting to celebrate when Miller got the title. Northwood senior Preston Andrews is our final nominee. While also being a strong and reliable long snapper for the Northwood football team this past season and also playing basketball, Andrews earned a high honor as the 2024 Bullsworth Character Award for his outstanding character and sportsmanship. Andrews' smile and energy, both on and off the field, set an example for teammates and others to strive for. And with that, the Goshen News Boys Mental Attitude Award goes to Preston Andrews of Northwood. Congratulations, Preston. Our next batch of awards are strictly athletics-based. The next few awards focus on the performances on the field by area individuals. The first one is the Breakout Athlete of the Year, and it's given to any individual who may not have had a large role or as big of one in the past season, but excelled in the latest one, becoming a crucial figure on their team, and it's also awarded to those who saw a major uptick from year 1 to year 2. Up first, we'll start with our girls, and our first nominee there is sophomore Alex Reshley of Northridge. Competing on the Raiders girls golf team, Reshley saw consistently lower scores from her freshman season, and her spot as the second name in the lineup was a strength that Northridge could rely on each time out on the course as they made their way to state. Her average in the mid-70s helped the Raiders bring themselves down to state following an undefeated regular season and conference season. Concord freshman Brinley Yoder is our second nominee. Yoder, part of the 8th place state finishing Minutemen swim team, received help from their first-year star as the state competition. Yoder placed in both the 200-yard individual medley and in the 500-yard freestyle with a 7th place spot in both, while also helping out Concord's relay teams. Goshen sophomore Christina Pekova is our final nominee. After falling short of state at last year's regionals, the second-year sprinter made sure to pick it up this season. Pekova won the NLC in the 200-meter dash, but it was the 400-yard dash that won second sectional and regional crowns in the event before placing 5th at state in her sophomore season. And our girls' breakout player of the year is Concord freshman Brinley Yoder. Congratulations, Brinley. Next up is our boys' breakout athlete of the year. And first up there is Concord sophomore Joey Hager. Playing for the Minutemen baseball team this past season, the lefty had a strong impact on the mound when he was playing varsity. In 10 appearances at the varsity level, Hager compiled a .90 earned run average and had a 7-0 record as a pitcher, one of the best in the area and the state for his age group. In addition, Hager earned a Northern Lakes Conference honorable mention, striking out 25 batters in his 39 innings on the Concord semi-state baseball team. Next is Goshen sophomore Levi Swatsky. Leading the team with an average of nearly 15 points per game and adding nearly 3 assists and over 2 rebounds, Swatsky became a bigger offensive threat after the Red Hawks lost a crucial aspect of their team mid-season. Swatsky earned an NLC honorable mention honor in his step up with his sophomore season. Rounding out the finalists in this category is Westview freshman Luke Haar. Including a 6 under par performance earlier in the year, Haar excelled through his first season with the Warriors boys golf team. After tying as the sectional runner-up, Haar then entered into a one-hole playoff at regionals before earning another runner-up spot there. And at state, Haar had a successful day too to finish in the middle of the pack in his first season. And the winner of the boys breakout athlete of the year is Westview freshman Luke Haar. Congratulations, Luke. Our next category is the individual sport athlete of the year. We'll start with the girls there. These athletes may have played more than one sport, but they stood out in one in particular. Here are the nominees. Our first nominee is Concord sophomore Katie Bredeman. In her second season on the Minutemen's girls swim team, Bredeman earned an all-NLC selection after another talented season in the pool. Earning 5th at state in the 200-yard and 100-yard freestyle, Bredeman's talent also stretched to the 2 relay teams, as well as helping the Minutemen finish 8th overall as a team. Wawasee junior Julie Mishler is our second nominee. Also taking part in the swim season, she finished as the runner-up at state in both the 50-yard freestyle and the 100-yard backstroke. Mishler was also named a member of the All-NLC team, and her time in the 50 free also cleared the previous state record, with only her opponent that day doing better. Mishler also joined the Warriors relay team to help the Warriors finish 10th overall as a team. And rounding out the 3 finalists is Westview senior Carly Miller. Miller was the lone area standout from the girls' soccer season and was named to the District 1 first team after leading Westview to semi-state this past season. The senior led the Warriors with 35 goals and 12 assists to power a strong and deep Westview roster. And the Goshen News Girls Individual Sport Athlete of the Year is Julie Mishler of Wawasee. Congrats, Julie. For the Boys Individual Sport Athlete of the Year, we have a trio of state placers there. Fairfield junior Braden Miller is our first finalist. As I mentioned before, Miller won the state title this year in boys golf. After winning the conference title, Miller earned the first sectional individual title of his career before narrowly making it past regionals. At state competition, he carried a 4 under performance from day 1 into day 2 and held that lead, completing a 5 under par state title performance in 2 days and being the first Elkhart County title winner in 85 years. Our next nominee is Goshen senior Levi Moser. Moser, after knocking out multiple records on the Goshen High School leaderboard, became Goshen's first state boys swim placer in a swim event since 1995. His 6th place finish in the 100-yard freestyle and the 8th place finish in the 200-yard freestyle earned him a spot on the podium twice. Northridge junior Travis Henke is the final nominee. Wrestling in the 215 weight class, Henke also starred on the Raiders football team this past season, but he excelled on the mat, finishing 6th at the state tournament and compiling a record of 42-3. That's pretty remarkable. But our winner of the Boys Individual Sport Athlete of the Year is Fairfield's Braden Miller. Congrats, Braden. Our final individual athlete category is the Multi-Sport Athlete of the Year. This award is for the top female and male athlete that excelled in not just one sport, but in at least 2. And once again, we'll start with the girls for our Girls Multi-Sport Athlete of the Year. Our first nominee is Northwood junior Claire Payne. Playing volleyball, basketball, and track this past season, Payne found ways to help the Panthers season last longer in all 3. Payne began the fall by totaling 348 kills and 78 total blocks in volleyball before averaging a double-double in basketball with over 10 points and nearly 11 rebounds per game. Both those teams went to semi-state, and Payne wrapped up her junior season by qualifying for state in the long jump for the Panthers. Northridge senior Morgan Cross is our second nominee. Starting on both Raiders soccer and basketball teams, Cross's teams combined to go 39, 6, and 3 in her senior season, and she was a top contributor on both teams. Leading Northridge with 15 goals and 13 assists, Cross shifted to basketball, where she averaged over 10 points a game and nearly 5 rebounds per game as well. And to round it out, Bethany Christian senior Zoe Williams rounds out the talented groups of finalists. Williams capped her whirling career by shouldering much of the load on both basketball and soccer teams while also playing tennis in the spring. In the fall, Williams scored 25 goals before leading Bethany to a title in basketball, averaging over 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals, and 4 assists per game. And our girls' multi-sport athlete of the year is Northwood junior Claire Payne. Congrats, Claire. And our final individual athletic award is the boys' multi-sport athlete of the year. For that, we'll start with Concord senior Braden Messenger. Messenger, who graced Minutemen's tennis, basketball, and baseball teams this past year, earned conference honors in all 3. In the winter, the senior averaged over 14 points and 4 rebounds a game on the Minutemen basketball team, which tied as conference champions. And in the spring, Messenger led Concord to an unexpected semi-state appearance by batting over .320 and stealing 21 bases, but on the mound was where he commanded the most, striking out 58 batters and holding an ERA just above 2. Our second finalist is Northwood senior Keith Miller. A member on both the Panthers football and wrestling teams, Miller was stout on both groups. In the fall, Miller made 115 total tackles, with 103 of those being individually. That's quite outstanding. He also caused 3 turnovers. And on the mat, Miller made it to state in the 190 weight class and finished the season with a 25-11 record. Bethany Christian senior Tyson Chupp is our final nominee. Playing on the Bruins soccer, basketball, and baseball teams, Chupp was a focal point on all 3 groups. Defensively solid on the state champion soccer team, Chupp carried over the success to the court, where the senior averaged nearly 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals a game. Chupp finished off his senior season as the leading batter and pitcher for the Bruins baseball team. And the winner of the Boys Multi-Sport Athlete of the Year is Concord's Braden Messenger. Congrats, Braden. Our next pair of awards help determine our top area coaches of the year, and first up is the Girls Coach of the Year. Our first nominee there is Northwood Volleyball Head Coach Hillary Ledig. Ledig returned the Panthers to the semi-state stage after winning sectional and regional titles yet again. Northwood finished a remarkable 32-5 during the season, and it finished second in conference play. Westview Girls Soccer Head Coach Jesse Ward is our next finalist. Ward's squad finished the season 17-4 and won its first postseason title since 2021, making it all the way to semi-state with a deep and talented team on both sides of the field. And our final nominee is Northridge Girls Golf Head Coach Ken Brewster. Brewster, who also coaches the boys team as well, but it was the girls team that completed a perfect 17-0 regular season and a 7-0 conference mark before the postseason started in the fall. Making it past sectionals and regionals, the Raiders made it to state for the first time as a team, finishing 12th at state in the process. And for that, the Goshen News Girls Coach of the Year is Northridge Girls Golf Head Coach Ken Brewster. Congrats, Ken. Next up is our Boys Coach of the Year. Concord Baseball Head Coach Greg Hughes is our first there. Turning around a 6-win team last year, Hughes made Concord into a 20-win team this past season, with a talented group that got better as they went. Hughes' team didn't stop after the regular season, dethroning the past 2 4A champion Penn Kingsmen before winning sectional and regional titles, the latter of which was last won by the Minutemen in 1995. Our second finalist is Northwood football head coach Nate Andrews. Following a 3-2 start, Andrews' squad won 9 straight, all the way to Lucas Oil Stadium, winning sectional, regional, and semi-state titles before they got to the 4A championship game. Panthers finished runners-up and 12-3 overall after that start. And our last finalist is Bethany Christian boys soccer head coach Tony Jansen. Bringing home the Bruins' first ever state title in school history, Jansen's team climbed the mountaintop, and a crucial move in the title game helped even the score right before the game was supposed to end. and that helped the Bruins crack the ceiling and finally bring the first state title back home. And for that, the boys' coach of the year is Bethany Christian's boys soccer head coach, Tony Jansen. Congrats, Tony. Before we get set to announce our final set of awards, just a reminder that all the winners are going to be posted on social media and on our website afterwards, so you can look for those there. And you can also look for them on our Facebook page and in Wednesday's print edition, so make sure to get a copy there to see those as well. Okay, our final set of awards will crown our girls and boys teams of the year. Up first is our girls team of the year. And our first nominee there is the Northwoods girls golf team. As I mentioned before, the Raiders finished a perfect 17-0 during the regular season and also won a conference championship, going undefeated there as well. And with one senior in the top 5 and a younger lineup, they made it past sectional and regional rounds before making the school's first ever state appearance as a team, finishing 12th overall on a strong day. Next up is Northwoods volleyball team. Earning its second consecutive trip to the semi-state, Northwoods team finished a remarkable 32-5 and won 87 of 107 total sets during the season. Our final nominee is Westview girls soccer team. Winning the sectional and regional title, the Warriors, which finished 17-4 last season, scored 92 goals and allowed just 20 on the flip side of the field, showing a strong play on both sides. And our girls team of the year is Northwoods girls golf team. Congratulations, Raiders. And our final award of the night is the boys team of the year. Up first is Bethany Christian boys soccer. The Bruins were 1A state champs after winning 5 shootouts over the course of the season, a remarkable stat line that they seemed to play well with, and included 3 during the postseason. It was the first ever state title in Bethany Christian history, and that's why the team finished 16-4-2 at the end of the year. Concord's baseball team is our second finalist. The Minutemen finished second in conference play before winning sectional and regional titles this past season, reaching 20 wins for the first time this decade after winning just 6 games the years prior. Overall, they finished 20-11 with an appearance at semi-state in Lafayette. And our final nominee is Northwoods football team. The Panthers made it to the state championship game for the first time since 2016 after cruising through the postseason and averaged over 36 points a game, keeping opponents on their toes. Northwood finished 12-3, and they were the state runners-up in 4A. In our final award tonight, the winner of the boys team of the year is Bethany Christian boys soccer team. Congratulations, Bruins. Well, that does it for us tonight. Thanks for sticking around to watch this evening and taking part in the past prep season. Again, all of our finalists and winners will be displayed on our website and in tomorrow's print edition, so make sure to check there. Now, this is my first year in the area, so I want to say thank you to everyone I got to speak to during the season, and for anyone that I didn't, I can't wait to talk to you soon. For all the coaches, all the families and parents and athletes, it was great meeting you all and hearing your story. That's what makes this prep season a little bit more fun. Doing these award shows is nice, but talking to you guys is the best part of it all. Now, make sure to stick with us. We're going to have more content through the summer as the Elkhart County 4-H Fair is coming up. Woot woot. And then we'll be back here for fall sports once they come around. That's coming up quickly, as you can not really tell because it's not really that nice outside. It's still pretty warm, but that's what's coming up next, so make sure to stick around with us through that. Thanks again. I'm Matt Lucas. Have a great evening.